Hi, my name is Sasha. Welcome back to my channel, Sash Reads. Excuse you. And these are some of the books that I'm looking forward to that is coming out in October. So I have a bunch of books here on my Goodreads list, which I will link down below for you. Like I said, every start of these kind of videos, I do go off Goodreads, release dates off Goodreads. So if the release dates are not right or they change, don't come at me, come for Goodreads. Cheers, thanks. Let us start off with a book I actually have physically, and that is If You Could See the Sun by Anne Liang. This comes out on October 11th, and this is a YA debut about a Chinese American girl who monetizes her strange new invisibility powers by discovering and selling her wealthy classmates' most scandalous secrets. So it's given me Gossip Girl, it's given me, like, what else am I'm reading The Keeper of Night at the moment. Well, I just finished that actually. And that's like, she's biracial, only a monster, she's biracial. So yeah, we got another biracial main character, which is really cool. Alice's son goes to a Beijing international boarding school where she's the only scholarship student among China's most rich and influential teens. But then she starts uncontrollably turning invisible, like actually invisible. So when her parents drop the news that they can no longer afford her tuition, even with the scholarship, Alice hatches a new plan to monetize her strange new power. She'll uncover the shocking secrets her classmates want to know for a price. But as the tasks escalate from petty scandals to actual crimes, Alice must decide if it's worth losing her conscience for, or even her life. So super excited to get into this. I will definitely be reading it next month. Thank you once again, Harlequin, for sending this to me. I'm so excited. Speaking of The Keeper of Night, the sequel, The Empress of Time, is coming out on October 4th. I have a review copy on NetGalley, so I've started that and I am loving it so much. The Keeper of Time is about Ren Scarborough, who is half British Reaper, half Japanese Shinigami, and she's living in London with her dad and the Reapers at the moment. She doesn't belong. She's always getting bullied by the High Reapers. Something happens and Ren decides to escape London to try and find her mum in Japan. And so she goes to Japan and she goes into the underworld and meets the Goddess of Death. And the Goddess of Death is like, if you want answers about your mum, you have to do these tasks for me. And it goes from there. So good, so morally gay characters. I love it a lot and I'm so excited for this sequel. The next book that I'm excited to come out, I think this comes out on the 20th. Yeah, 20th of October, and it's Jinxed by Tori Heat. So this is a haunted house reverse harem, which just sounds so good. So you've got Savannah Miles. She has come into a sum of money, so she decides to follow her lifelong dream and open up her own thrift shop. This sweet looking house in the woods seems like the perfect place. Except the house is filled with mystery, and three handsome men have been stuck inside for decades. So you've got Felix, who's the original owner of the house. You've got Luther, who's a 40-something postman whose search for the meaning of life led him to be stuck in the house since the 70s. And then you've got Theo, whose string of bad luck left him in the wrong place at the wrong time. Different times, different vices, different lives. Can the four of them work together in life and love to find a way to survive? Jinxed is an 18+ why choose that includes mild discussions of depression and addiction. So I follow the author on Instagram, and when she said that was coming out, I was like, heck yes, I'm keen for that. This next one I'm really excited for. I'm going to be saying that for every book. I'm excited for all these books. Is A Forbidden Fate by Caven Herning. So I've been following Caven probably since the start of this year on Instagram. She does these really funny, like, day in the life real TikTok things of the inner circle, and her Cassian is just to die for. So this is a fantasy romance. When two sworn enemies are thrown together on a perilous adventure, they must face harrowing obstacles. An enchanted wood with a taste for blood, secrets of their past revealed, a magic that seeks to be unleashed, and ultimately their feelings for each other. Despite their kingdom's feuds, there is another crippling hurdle that stands in their way. They have been cursed by the gods and cannot touch, or they will die and their kingdoms will fall. Join Adalia, Brazen, and a merry band of characters as they embark on an unforgettable journey together. One that a single touch could bring to ruin. I'm keen for the angst. I'm kind of getting there with slow burn, so I'm keen for the slow burn. Ugh. Can't believe I said that. This next one I do have a review copy of as well, which I haven't started, but I will. And it's The Assassin Thief by Madeline Terwu. And this one comes out on the 15th of October. Is a debut story about, so it's like Fae, betrayed by her queen, haunted by her gifts, forgotten by her people. Talion was once the most feared assassin in all Ikoria. Now she lives out her days in exile as she fights for dominance over her dark gifts. But all that changes when an errant Fae warrior enters her domain. Drawn by rumours of a powerful being said to be born from the shadow of the dark goddess Tenebris. With their kingdoms on the brink of chaos, he calls for her aid in his mission to defeat the mad Fae king and prevent an all-out war. But the road to the Fae capital of Meanth is a long one, and haunted by memories of her past, Talia must decide if she can risk losing dominance over the darkness in her soul. So that sounds pretty good. Sounds like some dark romance, which I'm always keen for. This next one comes out on the 4th of October as well, and it is called When Life Gives You Vampires by Gloria Duke. Look at that cover. Look at that curvy lady. Yes, I am living for some curvy paranormal love stories. So this book is marketed as a paranormal dumpling for adults. So 25-year-old Lily Blaines is used to waking up hungover, overweight, and underemployed. Waking up with things? Not so much. But when it turns out a little light necking has more serious consequences than she ever imagined, Lily's determined to get to the bottom of it. Tristan hadn't meant to turn Lily. It's against vampire law, but now that she's here, they need to team up to save their hides. So definitely keen for that. I love seeing plus size, like, oh, what's the word? I don't know what the word is. But just seeing people like me in books. And definitely in vampire books, like, you do not see fat vampires. So I'm loving this. We've got a new one by Alexander Christo, who wrote To Kill a Kingdom. She wrote To Kill a Kingdom. So Princess of Souls comes out on the 11th of October, and it's a Rapunzel-inspired YA fantasy romance about a teen witch groomed to steal souls for an immortal king and the reckless, rebellious boy to whom her fate is tied. So definitely keen for that. And then we've got the MILF book. I don't know what everyone else is calling it. I'm calling it the MILF book, but it's actually called Mistakes Were Made by Meryl Wilsner. This comes out on October 11th. And so we've got Sapphic, age gap, best friend's mum. Like, what else could you want? So Cassie Klein goes to an off-campus bar to escape her school's family weekend. She isn't looking for a hookup. It just happens. Buying a drink for a stranger turns into what should be an uncomplicated, amazing one-night stand. But then the next morning rolls around and her friend drags her along to meet her mum, the hot older woman Cassie slept with. I am so excited. Another one I'm excited for is Katie Roberts' The Kraken's Sacrifice. So we've got a Kraken monster romance. So this is her second book in the Deal with the Demon series. So Catalina only made her deal with the demon because she had nowhere else to go. The world has kicked her every chance it got, so she's all too happy to leave the realm she knows behind. What's the worst that could happen? She doesn't anticipate being auctioned away to be a Kraken. Thane is cold and distant, but he's not unkind. Isolated as they are, Catalina finds herself singing his company again and again. And when she finally agrees to uphold her portion of the bargain, that's when things get really interesting. I'm so excited. It's Grumpy Sunshine. And there's lots of other like tropes and trigger warnings on Katie's Instagram, so definitely go check that out. We've got the Atlas Paradox that's coming out on the 25th of October. I still haven't read the Atlas 6, but I just know that when I do read it, I'm going to want to read the sequel straight away. That's why it's on this list. The Atlas 6 is about these 6 magicians who's been invited to be like, go to the secret society, and then it turns into a competition because there were 6 invites, but there's only 5 places, I think. And then we've got a new one coming out by Alexis Hall. I haven't read anything by this author. They wrote the boyfriend material and husband material. And so we've got another romance. Paris Dalencourt is about to crumble, which is the second in her Winner Bakes All series. Oh, I'm sorry. Is that a they do not have pronouns on their Goodreads. So it is a Bake Off inspired show, book. So Paris Dalincourt is a recipe for disaster. Despite his passion for baking, his cat and his classics degree, constant self-doubt about second guessing have left him a curdled, directionless mess. So when his roommate enters him in Bake Expectations, the nation's favorite baking show, Paris is sure he'll be the first one sent home. Not only does he win week 1's challenge, he meets fellow contestant Tarek Hassan. Sure, he's a competition, but he's also cute and kind, with more confidence than Paris could ever hope to have. Still, neither his growing romance with Tarek nor his own impressive bakes can help Paris's fear of failure from spoiling his happiness. And when the show's vicious fan base confirms his worst anxieties, Paris' confidence is torn apart quicker than tear and share bread. But if Paris can find the strength to face his past, his future, and the chorus of hecklers that live in his brain, he'll realize it's the sweet things in life that he really deserves. So definitely keen for that. I think that sounds like a cute, sweet romance that I will definitely be needing to pick up in summer, because that's coming around so fast. And then the last book on this list is Partners in Crime by Alicia Rye. Alicia Rye, she wrote that Tinder book. I think it's called The Right Swipe. I remember I did start it, but then I went into labor with my daughter, and then I had my daughter, and that was like 2.5 years ago. So my phone died. No. Well then, I guess that's it for this video. I will link the Goodreads list down below if you wanted to see what else I've added to this list. But yes, is there anything in October that's coming out that you're excited for? Definitely let me know down below. I am so keen for Empress of Time. I'm keen for If You Could See the Sun, and I am keen for Caven's book. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget you can like, comment and subscribe if you want to see more from me. You can also add me on Goodreads, Instagram and Twitter. They're all at sashreads. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. I'll see you next time. Bye.